Another thing that I was greeted with this morning when I opened up Twitter was this wonderful image. This wonderful image is what I was surprised by this morning. You know what, chat? I have a feeling. I have a very weird feeling that from now on, roughly every month, whenever they update Master Duel, now that they have implemented these play rates of cards, right? The percentage of how often a card is seeing play. Every time the game is updated, and with that the numbers are going to be updated, we're going to sit here the next morning and complain about the number that is next to Max C. That is like part of the content now of every single Master Duel streamer, I'm pretty sure. Once a month now, we get reminded as a community to complain about Maxi even more than we usually do, right? That's just how it's gonna be. Every 4 weeks, we're gonna have it's just gonna be any number, right? Any number that's gonna be next to Maxi is gonna be the number for that day, right? And this month, let me introduce you to the number of this month. It's 93.8. 93.8 is the number this month, which is the highest we've been so far. It's the highest number so far. It's gone up from 91.1% to 93.8%. So plus 2.7%. Plus 2.7%. And I only have one question. Can we go even higher than that? Can we go even higher than that? I think we can. Honestly, I think it's even weird to think about what caused the increase from 91.1 to 93.8. Like, what are the 2.7% of Master Duel players out there who were not on the Maxi technology last month and are now on it this month? Playing Stun? Worlds? I guess it could be the fact that Worlds happened and people can just copy the decks from Worlds, right? There's a website that has our decks on it, and they can take the decks and build them. Maybe that might be it. Someone in chat also said that it might be because there's less new players coming into the game this month than last month. Because I would think that could be true, because the people that are the least likely to be playing Max C is the new players, right? If someone hasn't played Yu-Gi-Oh in forever and downloads Master Duel for the first time, that player probably doesn't put Max C into their deck right away, right? And so, like, if we have less new players compared to the people that are already playing, then the ratio of Max C would go up. The link says it's only taken from the highest ranks. Oh, that's interesting then. Where's that? Where does it say that? After each maintenance, we aim to provide a quick overview of the most popular cards being used in the quotations highest rank of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and how their performance has changed over the recent weeks. This is now possible thanks to the official data from the recent card statistics feature in-game. Okay, so we're guessing highest rank implies master rank. That's what it implies, because that is the highest rank. However, I would think that in Masters, who the hell is playing Masters and is not playing Maxi? Who the hell? Show yourself. Like, for real. Giga chats? Okay, name a couple decks. Let's think of a couple decks that could not play Maxi reasonably, right? Dark World. Dark World does usually not use Maxi. Some Pendulum decks, you say? Could be. Alright, but Pendulum is not very common. Stun decks. Card of Demise. Okay, maybe some stun decks. Maybe some stun decks don't play it because of Card of Demise. Fashion Barbie, thank you for the 3 months. Appreciate that. FTK decks would not play Maxi sometimes, yeah. You guys are saying Fluandereeze does not use it all the time? Maybe. Not sure about that. Alright, now... The thing is... Stun, Dark World, Flu, and FTK bots. Is that really 6% of Masters? Is that 6% of Masters? That feels like it's not the right... That does not feel right. That does not feel like that would be 6% of Masters. That would be 1 in every 20 games that you face. Maybe 1 in 20 is stun. I could see that. Maybe. It could actually be that. 1 in 20 games being stun or Flu or Dark World or whatever. I could see that. It's a slight bit more than 1 in 20, but you get what I'm saying. I'm simplifying. Stun is way more than 1 in 20 whenever I climb. Well, yes, but some of stun decks are still using Maxi, right? It's not every single stun deck that's not using Maxi. Like, a lot of stun decks still do. Right? The same is true for Flu, right? Not every Flu deck is using it, but a lot of Flu decks are. So it's not every single one. It's just... So... No, I think... Okay, no, I could see that. I could see that. 1 in 20 people... roughly in Masters rank are not using Maxi in their deck. That could be right. I could see that. If you think of it that way, it doesn't seem that outrageous, you know. But okay, still, I mean, in general, there's nothing else to say about this other than all the things we've said last month, right? Because whether the number next to Maxi says 91.1 or 93.8, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not a big difference. This number was already crazy. This number is pretty much the same level of crazy. So it is what it is. The one thing that's interesting to look at is how the new cards are going into the equation, because we're seeing Fenrir joining the game at a massive 64.5%, which is nuts. That is a very high amount of Fenrir. Fenrir is a phenomenal card, especially in best of 1, and in a Maxi environment, because usually people don't blind Maxi in the draw phase, and so you will get the Fenrir onto the field before the Maxi happens, which is nice. And then you have at least some way of playing into a board or setting up a board under Maxi. And Fenrir is really good. Fenrir is really, really good. Also interesting is Kashtira Unicorn, which is entering... Let me see if you can see that. Yeah, you can. I'm not covering it. Kashtira Unicorn is starting out at a 38.6% Fenrir. Now, the difference between Fenrir and Unicorn is obviously easily explained by... Fenrir goes into, if you want to, pretty much any deck, whereas Unicorn, I would say, only goes into Kashtira, right? So it's like Unicorn is probably... This number right here is probably about the number of Kashtira decks, which I could see that. I could see that. Like, there's been a lot of Kashtira in Masters ranks. Like, the usage rate of this Unicorn is even higher than something like Tearlaman's Kid Kalos or something. Like, people are not using as much Tearlamans as they are using Kashtira, it feels like. And that's what I've been experiencing as well. When I laddered these last couple of days, literally, it was like, we started laddering and the first 5 games were literally 5 Kashtiras back to back to back to back. It's like, it's crazy. So yeah, lots of Kashtira right now in Master Duel, even though it's not even full power. Not even full power yet, so I don't even want to think about what's gonna happen when they drop the Arise Heart and the Theosis and the Field Spell on us in like probably a week or something. But that's another story. And then of course, probably in correlation to that, we have a drop in Bystials, simply because why would I play Bystials in a format where 40% of people are playing Kashtira? And also a drop in Elf, Dark, which are both in the Tearlament deck. So if less people play Tearlament, less people play these. Also, Sprite usage is probably also going down, right? So less Elf. So everything here makes sense. Everything here is pretty much what I expected to see, judging from my experience playing in the last couple days. Right? That's the current situation on Master Duel staples, which, you know, nothing. It's if you look past the Max C portion of this, which is just, I mean, look, we all knew it was like that, right? We knew it was like that. The rest is like pretty much to be expected, as expected, I would say. And that's the situation with Max C. From now on, we're gonna have to live with that, you know. Ash is pretty good as well. Okay. Ash is a very good card. Don't get me wrong. Ash is a very, very strong card. However, Ash Blossom, the only reason why Ash Blossom is at almost 90% is because of Max C. This is the same reason why Called by the Grave is at 60% and Crossout Designator is at 45%. If people were not so worried about negating Max C, they would not be putting as many Ash Blossoms, Called Bys, and Crossouts into their deck. Like, Ash Blossom is a very strong card, but I think right now in Master Duel, you would not play Ash if it wasn't for Max C. You would not. The card is not particularly good against Tearlaments. The card is not particularly good. You could even call it bad against Kashtira. Like, literally, I was playing Master Duel Ranked in the last couple of streams, and whenever I opened Ash against Kashtira, it just felt so weird because they go Unicorn, and if I Ash it, it's just such a weird play. It's not very good. And against Tearlament, it's the same. You just Ash the Rhino Heart or whatever, and you just hope they don't have an extender, because if they have an extender, you just die. Impermanence right now in Master Duel is literally a better card than Ash if it wasn't for Max C. So you could expect, if there was no Max C, you would see Imperm at like 60% or more, just like this, and Ash would probably be below Infinite Impermanence. Ash would probably be lower than 60% because Imperm right now overall as a hand trap is better than Ash. Straight up. Imperm is better than Ash right now in Master Duel. It's just Max C that makes you play Ash. And Called by the Grave is also not a very good card, especially against Kashtira. Like, in Kashtira format, no one wants to play Ash. It's going to feel Called by. It's going to feel so bad if your deck loses to Max C in Kashtira format, because you have to play cards like Called by and Ash, and those cards suck against Kashtira. It's very annoying. Ash is good against Labyrinth, but dude, Labyrinth is nowhere near the most used decks right now. Literally, I have not played. I'm Master 5 right now, and I don't think I've played against Labyrinth once this season. Hasn't happened yet. Not even once. It's a good deck, but people aren't really playing it much.